Really excited for today's session. I'm headed out for the gym right now. In this new block, I think Mondays are going to be back squat days. I haven't done barbell back squat in years, damn near. So this will be fun. But the bigger piece of today's lift is actually standing calf raises. I've been dealing with this lower leg injury that I haven't been able to figure out. Even after going to get some evaluations on it and getting a couple of opinions, it presents itself like Achilles tendonitis, but I don't know how to deal with it. I've never dealt with Achilles tendonitis before in my athletic career. Trying to work through that shit. I haven't run in a month and a half. And prior to that, I was running about 30 miles a week. The last 2.5 months, every day I wake up and my lower leg just hurts. It feels stiff. It feels like when I take a step and I get the heel down to the ground, it feels like the tissue's ripping because of the stretch. And so I don't know what else to do. So we'll hit calf raises hard today, calf raises, back squat, dumbbell incline bench, pull-ups, and then some other accessory shit. So another major thing that's going on right now in life is that I've decided to build a clothing brand. And in doing so, started to learn about materials and fabrics and shirts and how they fit and all of that extra shit. But in learning all of that, I've started to learn what makes a supplier good versus one that isn't good, and what the process is going to look like to actually get a sample done, to get it sent here. I've connected with my first supplier in China. The next order of business is to get them to send me a sample so I can see what the quality of their work looks like, what it feels like, how it fits. I'm not gonna lie. The idea of building a clothing brand is kind of scary. And it's scary because I have to put my all into this thing and see what happens. I'm gonna document the process. That's why I'm here talking on camera right now. And I'm excited to be doing this, but that's the bigger piece of all of this. I care a lot about clothing. I care a lot about fashion and how things make you feel. I think clothing is one of the gateways to having confidence in self, because when something fits right, man, shit, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like when you know you got that shit on. Yeah. Can't nobody tell. If I know I got that shit on, can't nobody tell me nothing. I don't care. And I want to bring that feeling, right? We're about to pull up to the gym. Damn, I'm ready to lift. Context, as I record this, it's 2:35 p.m. and I've been up since 5 a.m. and I'm just now getting to go to the gym, so I'm excited. Let's go fucking get after it. Workouts always start here on the bike. Bro, one thing about this gym, the music is gas. I don't know if you can hear that. Non-tolerant above it right now. But sometimes I can come in the gym and not even with headphones. Music is just gas, bro. So with these calf raises, I'm going two-legged, but I'm heavily biasing the one that needs some love, needs some TLC. I haven't figured out how to do this shit without having to constantly adjust my feet. The frustrating part about being injured is the rehab work is the work that really needs to be done, but it's not the most glamorous work. It ain't back squat, it ain't bench press, it ain't gather. But if I want to get back, I don't really do it long term. I gotta do it. process is rebuilding strength. Working was at the 6 so 175. So to finish out the day, we got this bullshit 40 seconds late shot. Oh, fuck. Workout complete. Workout felt real good. I wanted to have some time to edit down this video, eat some food. I'll definitely make time to eat food. While I eat, I'm going to work on a design for a shirt. I've been talking with a supplier, like I mentioned earlier, but there are a couple of designs that I have in my mind that I want to get down on some paper. So I'll sketch up and mock up some designs while I'm eating before my next session. Then even after the session, I'll mess with some designs. I'm looking forward to tomorrow to be able to go try out a new coffee spot. I only got to go to work for 2 hours. I only have 2 sessions. So that gives me time and some freedom to go explore. I haven't decided on a coffee spot yet, because ideally I'd like to get coffee and sit down and work, edit down this video, edit down some other videos. Yeah, hella excited about that. That's been something that I've really enjoyed. I'm pretty new to coffee. I think I had my first cup of coffee that I enjoyed maybe like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. But since then, like every week or two, I'll go to a new spot. I have a list working, so I'll just pick one and go. Down this video, there's another couple of Instagram reels that I'm working on editing down right now. The only other thing I have to do tomorrow is a workout on the bike. And yeah, I think that's all I got. Yo, it is Tuesday as I record this, Tuesday the 11th. I'm headed to the gym right now. The field of view, what you see might look a little bit different. So one of my guys, he had a camera for a long while. Ended up selling it because he wasn't using it anymore. And this is one of the lenses that he had. This is a 16 mil, so it's like super wide, which is why you can see almost the entire front seat. Excited to play with this because everything that I've been shooting at the gym has been cramped. If I want to shoot something kind of close, 28 mil isn't wide enough. The lens that I normally keep on my camera is a 28 to 75. And the 28 just isn't quite wide enough. So I typically move the camera further away and shoot at like 50 or 75. So excited to mess with this today, to play around with some different framing, see how this goes. It's 1 o'clock. Why are there so many cars at the gym? Do none of y'all work? And I'm saying that like I'm not at work right now. So today at the gym, what we have is just a bike ride. So like I mentioned yesterday, I'm recovering from this lower leg injury that I haven't been able to figure out. So in order to still get in my aerobic work, I've been spending time on the bike. A lot of time on the bike. Bro, I goofed. I didn't bring chapstick. Oh, yes I did. I typically keep one in the car, but here we are. With this bike ride stuff, one major thing is tracking wattage. If you're unfamiliar, wattage is just power output, and you can determine that by how fast you're spinning the bike with the resistance that you have on the bike. And I'm trying to measure wattage to see how my fitness improves. So this will be the first zone 2 ride, like long zone 2 ride in about 2 weeks. So we'll see how I compare to 2 weeks ago. Let's get inside. So I don't remember if I mentioned this, but today's ride is just a real long zone 2 ride. Like I'll be here for 50 minutes. ass right here on the seat. Goal for today, keep an average heart rate of around 120, 122, like some real chill. But like I also mentioned, I'm tracking wattage to see whether or not fitness is improving. So we will see how today goes. Before I go anywhere or do anything, I need to get some water in this bottle, and then we'll get started. There's just something about going to try a new coffee place. I use coffee for two things: to see about how different places do coffee differently first, second, to look for different places to go work. A lot of times if I'm editing videos or I'm coming up with ideas or I'm doing work for coming up with designs, I'm at my workplace, like where I work at the gym. There's a little common area down in the lobby, and it works, it's fine, right? But at the same time, that means I'm always there. So we are officially cooked. I put up to the coffee spot not knowing that it's an outdoor seating only spot, and my Mac needs to charge. I still got coffee. I'm gonna gatekeep the place until I see what the coffee is looking like. In the meantime, though, yeah, my computer's damn near dead at 16% cooked. In the meantime, though, damn, that was so fast. Thank you. Got you right. Coffee. What was I about to say? Well, let's see. A big portion of what I want to get done, what I want to work on right now, continuing to mock up and finish out some designs for the shirts. I have one that I'm working on that I like a lot. It's just text on the front shirt, like that's it. I've been getting inspirations from a couple of different spots, a couple of different places. Like there was a girl at the gym that had on this shirt. I'll pop it up on the screen. I liked the design of it on the back. The front is similar to how I see my front being, but I want something on the back of my shirt, and I'm trying to figure out what. So I've been spending a lot of time kind of creating, ideating, grabbing reference images, grabbing inspiration from other places, just seeing what the kind of through line is and applying that to what it is that I put down on paper. So since the Mac is about to die, I'll spend a little time, I'll grab my journal and I'll mock up some ideas and sip this coffee. I think the most difficult thing about mocking up shirts, especially right now, is that I'm starting with lifestyle pieces. And, bruh, you got all this room to fly. Get the fuck out of here. I'm starting with lifestyle pieces, but I ultimately want to make athleisure stuff for me. The difficulty with that is if I want to make athletic or athleisure stuff for me, like I'm not built like the average dude. So I gotta find a supplier, talk back and forth around how I want it to feel, how I want it to look, how I want it to fit, and do that whole song and dance while having limited funds. I've connected with the supplier and they do some streetwear lifestyle. Bruh. They do some streetwear lifestyle stuff and they seem to be pretty good at it. They've been vetted by, one of my guys. But that's kind of the frustrating thing. I know what I want to start with, but it's more difficult to start there. I like lifestyle stuff. I like streetwear. I like oversized tees. I like hoodies and sweats. I like all that shit. Those pieces are everywhere. The pieces that I really want to make, the gym athleisure style pieces that are for more muscular built bodies that fit well, that fit snug where you want them to and accentuate the body without coming off as trying too hard to show off your physique. I haven't found any pieces that really fit that bill. So if I can, like with the supplier that I'm talking to right now, if I can get in contact with them, it seems they do, like I said, they do the street style stuff well. if even they can point me in the direction of another supplier to talk to, so I can start working on the pieces that I really want to make, that would be sick. But let's get to work. So I just learned something new. So I just pulled up to the Hyatt here downtown. First, the coffee, I won't be returning to that spot. Further, I am not going to tell you the name of the spot in case you happen to be in San Diego. There are better coffee spots. I've had better coffee. But the thing I just learned is, so I was telling you earlier about this 16 mil that I have on the camera right now. Turns out this 16 mil is optimized for crop sensor cameras. Now, I don't want to go into the whole camera science behind that. Just know that they're a smaller sensor versus bigger sensor, and this is optimized for the smaller one. The camera that I have uses the software to optimize for this lens. So instead of shooting at the 16 millimeters that I thought this was, it's shooting at roughly 24 millimeters. And I bring that up because I thought this was wide. Like, this feels substantially wider than the 28. So I can't even imagine what the fuck 16 millimeters actually looks like. Anyhow, all of that aside, I finally got a spot to plug in everything so we can actually do some computer work. So I'm gonna sit down here, I'm gonna log in for the next, what time is it? It's 4 o'clock. At least the next 2 hours, chop up some footage. I have 2 videos done. Edit this video that I'm recording right now. Let me change this a bit. I'll edit down this footage, like the footage from today. And I got a couple reels that I wanna work on. The shirt design stuff will wait because I have a design that I'm already, like I said, I have a design that I already have. And I think the more pressing issue now that I'm a little more pressed for time is to get footage chopped up and edited so I have stuff for the next week. So I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna lock in, AirPods in, if I can find my damn AirPods. That's all I'm gonna do with the rest of the day, for real. I will catch you tomorrow when we head to the gym. Yo, yesterday I told you I was gonna catch you on my way to the gym. While we are in the car, we're not headed to the gym. More about that in a second. Right now, I'm stopping to get some gas. So after I get gas, I'm actually gonna head to get some food for my dog. I already went to the gym today. I ended up getting the workout in at work with a couple of friends. Had a good time there. But since I worked out at work, I can't film there. I got a couple of clips like from my phone that I'll overlay. The workout was chill, it was simple. Ended up sumo deadlifts, overhead press, some flies, both front and reverse, and then we did a Metcon at the end. It was real chill. I've been kind of dragging ass today though. So from time to time on Wednesdays, I don't know what leads to this, but Wednesdays are always really slow for me. Or not even always. This is something that I've noticed kind of recently within the last month or two. Wednesdays, my energy is really low. I don't want to do much. I didn't want to film today. I didn't want to film. I didn't want to edit when normally I do. Like, I look forward to this time. I didn't want to work out. I've just been in a, like, I don't want to type of space. I eventually got my ass up and got out of the crib, and here we are. But I definitely did not want to. So I think the last thing that I really want to talk about in this video is just how overwhelming and difficult it has been for me starting this thing from scratch, kind of by myself. And when I say this thing, I mean creating a brand and starting to document this journey, chopping up all the clips, editing, then like the actual brand stuff of sourcing the materials, talking to suppliers, trying to find people that are worth talking to, verifying that they are good, getting samples in, getting stuff printed, that entire process. It's been really, I obviously didn't know what I was getting myself into before I started. And it's been difficult. That's the short of it, really. I mean, I've done hard things in my life. I've done harder things in my life. It's just applying the skills to different things. Something else that I'm learning how to do. I didn't hop into this thinking, I didn't hop into this thing thinking that it was going to be easy, especially because I'm utilizing and leveraging social media. Social media is a game in and of itself. It's a game that I haven't wanted to play for a very long time. I wanted to steer clear of it, especially the short form stuff, the Instagram Reels, TikTok. I didn't want to contribute to mindless scrolling. Always keep it on me. But that was a major thing that steered me away from wanting to do this. I've been wanting to create videos since I was 12, 13 years old. And I've wanted to started making films, started documenting my life for the last few years. But all of these factors kind of compound and layer into having hesitated doing this sooner. I mean, I'm here now. Sometimes I do have days, I do have times where I'm just overwhelmed with what to do, and then how to do it, and then when to do it, and how to follow through with it. I feel like I'm doing all of the, I feel like I said earlier, I feel like I'm doing all of this stuff by myself. And part of that is freeing. When it comes to making videos, I can make whatever the hell I want. Nobody's telling me what to make. At the same time, it makes it kind of difficult because I can make whatever the hell I want. For a lot of my life, I played some sort of organized football, basketball, ran track. I played baseball for a hot second. I've done a lot of things. And in those things, always a sort of blueprint. We need you to do X, Y, and Z. Where the hell is Peck? And so with a framework, I execute extremely well. With a framework, with a system, being told what to do, what to expect, I always do well. So now I'm kind of in a way having to create that for myself so that I can set myself up for success. Over there. About to get angry. I think today may have just been one of those days where I kind of started to feel the weight of everything that I've taken on. Typically when I feel that, it's kind of paralyzing because it feels like so much. Oh, it's wild to me how sometimes she's walking across the parking lot, didn't check her left or her right, ran her ass. That's, you know what, I'm gonna talk about that real quick. The concept, the idea that pedestrians always have the right of way is bogus. It makes zero fucking sense, because if I have a green light and a pedestrian is walking across it, why does this individual have the right of? Further, why is it then illegal for me to hit this? If I hit this individual, why am I at fault? Especially if I don't see this person. That as a concept is insane. I understand I'm in the vehicle carrying all this weight, right? But this person has full well responsibility to not be there, because I got a green light. If this motherfucker ain't in a crosswalk, we're not even having a conversation. Not that this has happened to me, not that this has happened to anybody else, but that is a concept to me. I just thought about that. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyhow, even if you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you hanging around. Next week's video, I'm gonna talk more about how training looks specific. I've done a fair amount of outsourcing, but like I've mentioned earlier a few times, spending a lot of time on the bike and trying to work on getting this injury taken care of. So I'll talk more about that, so you have an understanding of how I'm attacking my training, and maybe take something away from my training that may help you. But until next time.